So I'm quickly going to recap it and we move on. Stop writing please. Government intervention, chapter 8, economics A level, government intervention. There's government intervention because something is missing in the market. So we have the free market, which provides the price mechanism, which provides goods and services. But because the economy is growing and is becoming bigger than expected, the free market might not be able to meet up with the needs or wants of the market. And as a result of that, they become inefficient. But it doesn't mean that they are not important. The free market is vital to the growth of every economy. But they cannot do it all alone. And that is why there's need for government intervention. So when there's inefficiency does not only mean that we don't have it enough. It also means that we are having too much. So too little or too much is inefficiency and it's a market failure. So if it is too much, it means you are wasting resources. Maybe government will put it in the hands of a monopolist to reduce waste. And if it is too little, maybe because there's a monopoly, government needs to break the monopoly. So to create a monopoly or to break a monopoly cannot be done by the free market. It needs to be done by the government. That is why we need government intervention. Do we get it?
Yes.
So I'm going to read further. As the economy grows and develops, it becomes important for the free markets to have government support as they are unlikely to allocate resources efficiently. This failing needs government intervention. So because they cannot allocate resources the way they are supposed to be, then there's a failing which needs government intervention. Do you get government intervention there?
Yes.
That takes us to debt weight loss. For debt weight loss, it simply means that there is a welfare loss. Our marginal cost of production is greater than the marginal utility. There's inefficiency. So for debt weight loss, it is the loss of economic efficiency that occurs when the equilibrium outcome in the market is not socially optimal. At the optimal level, it means MU equals to MC. We have enough resources to produce goods and services for those who need them, and they have the ability to pay. So the optimal level is where your marginal utility equals to your marginal cost, which is your price. Do you get MU equals to MC here?
Yes.
So if your MU is greater than your MC, or your MC is greater than your MU, it is a debt weight loss. Do we get the point I'm making or not?
Yes.
So debt weight loss typically arises when something prevents the market from reaching the optimum equilibrium level, where the marginal benefit to the society equals to the marginal cost to the society.
Well, especially this MU, right? And marginal cost to the MC.
Yeah. Utility is the amount of satisfaction you derive from the consumption of any commodity, and that's benefits too. Do we get it or not, please? So for debt weight loss, one example we could figure out when it comes to market failure is allocative inefficiency. So the point is allocative inefficiency, but the opposite of allocative efficiency is allocative inefficiency. So the market is expected to be allocative efficient. If the market is not allocative efficient, it means the market is allocative inefficient. So example of a market failure is what? Allocative inefficiency. Do you get the point I'm making here? So that takes us to, so we won't talk about allocative inefficiency without understanding allocative efficiency. Because it is when we understand allocative efficiency that we would know if it is allocative efficient or not. So when we cannot figure out where the marginal cost equals to the marginal utility, then we don't understand allocative efficiency. So greater than or less than is inefficiency, because we understood that MC must equal to MU for allocative efficiency. Does it make sense or not?
Yes.
There's allocative efficiency because our marginal cost equals to the marginal utility at this point. MU equals to MC at this point. It means at this point. That's the optimal level. Does it make sense here?
Yes.
So for allocative efficiency, I wrote, this occurs when there is optimal distribution of goods and services, taking into account consumers' preferences. So we are producing goods and services that consumers are willing and able to buy at a given price and the same quantity. So our price equals to our quantity. demand equals to supply. So as soon as our PE intersects with QE, there's allocative efficiency. So look at the board here. So we have allocative efficiency here because our MC equals our MU. This is the point of allocative efficiency. Now I wrote here allocative inefficiency. Why is there allocative inefficiency? There's allocative inefficiency because the marginal utility is greater than the marginal cost. MU is greater than MC. MU is greater than MC. Does it make sense here now?
Yes.
So this is allocative inefficiency because there's allocative efficiency where MC equals to MU. But at this point, MU is greater than MC. Allocative inefficiency. Is it clear?
Can you do that?
Yes, sure. The point is this. MC equals MU. Allocative efficiency. Greater than or less than inefficiency. Because I said earlier, too much, too little is inefficiency. So when you produce more than what customer needs, is inefficiency. When you produce less than what customer needs, is inefficiency. So how do we illustrate this with a diagram? We can illustrate this with a diagram, preparing an allocative efficiency diagram, where we have demand and supply, marginal utility and marginal cost. Supply is marginal cost because we have to produce as firms. What we incur is cost. Consumers need to demand. And what do they need? Satisfaction. Do you get the point here?
Yes.
There's utility and there's cost. Cost for supply, utility for demand. So, when your MC intersects with your MU, it is allocative efficiency. So in the exam I might ask you, explain allocative efficiency with the aid of a diagram. It simply means you tell me what allocative efficiency is, and you draw a diagram stating allocative efficiency. Is it making sense now? So, any point that is not here is inefficiency.
Okay.
So look at, it makes sense now, right? Look at the first graph. There's allocative efficiency where MC equals to MU. Right? That's allocative efficiency. This is the point. Your price equals to your quantity. But look at allocative inefficiency here. Marginal utility is greater than the marginal cost. Isn't it? Yes. So this is inefficiency. MU is greater than MC. Does it make sense?
Yes.
The second graph, there's allocative efficiency at this point, where we have PEQE. Yes, sir, this is equilibrium. This is allocative efficiency. But as soon as our MC greater than our MU, there's inefficiency.
Again, it's just opposite this.
Yes.
It's opposite.
Here and here. The left side or the right side. Anything that is not at that point where MC equals to MC equals to MU, it is allocative inefficiency. So this is a market failure, this is a market failure, and this also was a market failure. Do you understand allocative efficiency now? Any question about it?
No.